Hello, welcome back to Brand and Media Strategies, session 4A for this week. Whoops, sorry about that, everybody. Dropping some stuff. Let's get started. Let's jump on in. Let's do the student preview because I need to be correct here. Keep an eye out. Session 2 closes soon. Hint, hint. Some people, session 2 isn't completed for everybody. Once it closes, it's gone forever. There's no makeup. There's no like, oh, can I turn it in? Nope. We're done. The client moved on. The client found somebody else to do the design because you weren't able to keep up with your end of the bargain. The contract is closed. So make sure your Thursday assignments are done. All right, hint, hint. All right, let's jump into it. First thing we always do is we check in and we do our attendance right away. We start our attempt and we hit continue and whoa, I think is this the same one we had the other class? What is a widow? It's such a good thing to know. A short line left at the end of that's what a widow is, and we don't do that. We make sure all widows are removed from our work. I'll go over the PDF lectures. I'm going to teach you a little design work, and I'll go over those, and then I'll go over the Tuesday assignments. This one, I'll use what I teach you here to do it in here, and then I got an idea for the graphic design discovery B. So with all that said, let's jump in. I do this all the time. Let's download it so we can see it bigger. It's a one-stop shop for making designs easier. Paste and place. So let me just open a new file. And I'm going to put like 5 pages in here. I'm going to go to more settings, and I want them stacked. Column 3, that's fine. 1 each part. Create document. Now I have a document, and the big one here is paste and place. So we're learning our quick keys, and we're learning specialized quick keys that will help in the future. And this is, I literally use this every day. I have to go in both of these. I have to go to edit, paste and place. I can't do 3 to 4 commands with my fingers. It's too hard. I should program. You can program keys to do it in one key move, but sometimes it's a pain in the butt. I work on 3 different systems throughout the week, and then I got to program each one. But this is what it's good for. So say you have like 4 layouts, and you want to make sure that that one thing that you placed on this layout, oh, I hate that it starts with that. So I have that black dot. I need that black dot in the same place on every artboard, no matter what. Exact same place. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go to edit. Oh, it's like paste in place, but it's paste on all artboards. So if I hit paste in place, there's 2 versions of this. And I select just this number 2 artboard. It's got a little darker line around it. And I go to File, Edit, and Paste in Place. It pasted that dot in the exact same spot exactly. There's no shift, there's no me guessing, there's no nothing. And then if I do this is that margin thing that we do. And then if I do that, if I delete this one, and I go to copy and edit, paste on all artboards. Now, sometimes I get this error where it doesn't do some of the artboards, but we could just click on that, edit, paste in place. It's not recognizing that artboard. This is a glitch in the system. I'm not kidding you. This happens more than once. Like, even though I have the board activated, I'm on artboard 5, edit, paste in place. I just can't do it. So I don't know why. It only does it in Illustrator, but for the most part, like all these are 100% correct. I'm just gonna find out why. Maybe if I activate that, copy, edit, paste on all artboards. There it went. So that's what it was supposed to do. So if it doesn't work once, just take a minute and try it again. Clear out what you did, try it again. Like I said, this works in both Illustrator and InDesign. I use it all the time in InDesign when I'm working in multi-page projects. So like new file, I gotta create a presentation for Joel. Geez, another one. It's 16 by 9. I'm not facing pages. I got 5 pages, and I don't want, if I don't want to use the parent page, then I use this. So I'll click here and just say, like, because I want my title to be the same place, and but my title's going to change. So I want my title up in that corner, and I just hit copy and then edit, and we can go to this page, page 2, edit, paste in place, mathematically puts it in the same spot. And I'm just changing these, and then I can go in and I can retype, and I will know that when I go from page to page to page, like here I'm doing it, there's going to be no shift. Mathematically, it is 100% equal. So I do use this all the time. It's a time saver. You know, before that, I used to just sit there and like try to eyeball it, and then I would export it and check it, and then move it up 1 pixel, and export it and check it. And again, that's for InDesign. It's when a parent page won't work. I run into that a lot if you do a lot of customization per page. Having backgrounds in InDesign is great, and using the parent pages, I do it all the time. But sometimes you just want like the title to change, but always be in the same spot, and I only need it on every 3rd page. This is a great way to do that. So know and love paste in place. Here's the other one. Outlining fonts. Everybody loves to outline the fonts wrong. You're like, wait, wrong? I've been doing it wrong? Yes, you've been doing it wrong. And I'm going to teach you how to do it in 2 ways. And I'm going to teach you why you do it wrong, and then how to correct it. So let's zoom in. So when you outline a font, and you normally do it, what you do is you just grab your letter C, and then you start pounding on stroke, and it adds a stroke. Well, as we can see here, this is correct. And this C, this cyan line around the C, is correct. The C isn't smushed, squished. The outline isn't coming into the letter form. The outline is actually on the outside only. And so that C in relation is not smushed, or it's not made smaller. This will make more sense when I show you. Then, so what you do is, what I do is I have a top layer with the font, with the correct non-outline. Then I make a layer below it, and I have that be the outline. And then you combine them, and doing this will give you so much more movement and power. And I'm going to do it. I'll do it with our next project. But what I'm talking about, what happens is, if you just use that regular outline here, that cyan line, that's where the W should be. And now I get this funky like flat edges instead of nice points, and it messes it up. And that is 100% incorrect. And you hear me, you'll see me like type out whenever I see people do outline font. I'm like, you outlined it incorrectly. I'm like, well, how do you know? Why does it matter? It's because you're distorting and you're changing this letter form, and you shouldn't be doing that. You want to keep the letter form correct. You can still outline, but we want to make sure that the letter form isn't distorted in any sort of way. Let me dig into that a little bit more. Let's start our Every Designer Needs to Know. I already opened it up. I'm going to create the document. We're in Illustrator. And let me create that real quick, as we always do, and we know what to do. I'm going to create a new file, and it is 11 tab by 3. I only want one artboard, and it's a 1/4 inch bleed. And I'm going to hit create, and there it is, a little skinny guy. I'm going to make the margin. Make sure I do the rectangle tool, pull my margin, type in my sizes here, which is 10.5 tab 2.5. Seems like it's a history project. That, make sure that is magenta. Industry standard. Why is that, Joel? Industry standard. Do this, do this. It's perfectly centered. I'm going to turn on my rulers. I'm going to pull my guides. I'm going to undo that last guide that snapped off when I let go. Then I'm going to go up to template, or make sure I'm clicked on it. Go to template. Let's create our crop marks. Get that. Let's switch this to nothing. We go to FX. We go to crop marks. We have our beautiful crop marks made. And then I'm going to, this is going to be below it. And this is typography. Now I already read my, my little portion here. So typography only, 2 typefaces matter, 3 colors, only type, no images. I clicked on the reading 4, I have it open somewhere else, and I found my little quote. It made me laugh, so I'm going with it. And I'm just gonna go, I love big and bold, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna paste, and my quote is, orange makes people agitated. And I'm gonna keep it all lowercase for once. I'm gonna do a big fat, like I love to do. What is this? I just like that. And then I wanna get it stacked. So it's 2 words. So I'm gonna work, or 4 words, excuse me. I'm gonna do similar to what I did last time, our earlier class today. I know some of you are in both. Oh, look at that. People and G. Oh, that's kind of weird. I wanna block it. I want to see. Oh, got to make sure the K doesn't go past. Okay. So I think I want to come in. I want to adjust the kerning. Yeah, I'm going to go to -50. I'm going to bring this up. Look at my relationship with this G and this L. What if I bring that up? Get that like that. And I'm going to go a little bit bigger. I'm going right to the margins on this. Knock it down. I'm checking distance here, distance here. All right. I want to outline this type. I want to make it white, and I want to have an outline around it, but I want to do it the correct way. And it's as simple as this. I have my text. I'm going to make a copy of it. All right. And then with the copied text, that is the one I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off the fill on it. And for the stroke, I'm going to do the orange. We're talking about orange. I'm going to double check it's an orange I want, which I actually think I want like, oh, I'm going to go at 50. Now, you can't see anything. But when I increase this, you start to see the outline. And I can make the outline as fat or as skinny as I want. And it's not affecting the letter form at all. What you normally do when you do this is everybody jumps and they take this and they're like, oh yeah, and then I'm going to put orange outline on it and I want it real thick. And then you end up doing this. And you're like, yeah, I outlined the font. Or you're restricted. You're like, well, I really wanted a thick outline, but I can't because I'm the letters. Look what's happening. Like, look at this A. This is illegible. So we keep one in the front, put one behind it. And then we can alternate, we can change, we can adjust, and we can fix. Which meaning like, so now I can just take this type and I actually don't want it black, I want it white. And I can like leave it like that. Or then here's the fun part now. I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna go like 25. And then I'm gonna take this top text and I'm just gonna offset it. Like that. Now look at that craziness. Like now it looks like it's popping. You're like, what? It's almost like it's 3D. It's not quite 3D. It's offset. And then I can go in and where there's goofiness is like, I can maybe what if I fill in this space in the middle? These little like white areas. All I need to do is just draw that in. Pick your preferred method, you know. And it could be all sloppy because it's just orange and orange, and I do my fill to that orange. Oops. And I'm going to do the same like here. I was going to go straight down. So whenever you want to outline a title, and remember, you only ever outline titles. You never outline paragraphs of text. You never do paragraphs of text and outline, only titles. But when you do it, you make sure you put the outline behind. And then like this is, and then you can keep going. Like now I know I did that, but I want to turn this off. And then like I can make it even like weirder. This is where it gets great, is I have that same thing. I'm gonna turn off the fill. I'm gonna do a stroke. I don't know why I thought of this. Like this came into my head. What cyan? Like a blue. You know, like you can then start adding these more effects. Like, oh, okay, and then I'm gonna drop that. You know, look how fun that is. And this is outlining the text, and it allows you so much bigger range of what you can do with the fills. I think I have to move this to the bottom, turn it back on. You know, I love it. Or what if I keep the orange? What if I did oranger? It's red. There. Like double up on the orange. So that's how you outline a font. When you're working with titles and you want to do that, it allows you so much range to play around and do stuff when you separate the outline from the text itself. And I'm not doing anything funky. I'm just doing it as is. So we do a file, save as. This is every 04. So there was 2 projects right there, and this is Brandon Media. I don't think I have a setup for this yet. I got to create a new folder. Well, every designer. Oh, and then I put it underscore SP26. Oh, I was going to show you my last one. Oh, and this goes into that. You guys are running a little tight on these uploading your work. I teach 3 classes today. So when you upload Monday night, it takes me a while to get to it because I have 3 classes in a row. And I just looked and I was like, oh, everybody waited till Monday night to ask me questions, which I'm happy you did. But then you got to wait till the last minute for me to get a look at it. Like, you're not giving yourself much room there. If I got into an accident or something like that, you'd be like, you never responded. I'd be like, oh yeah, because I had 3 classes that day and it gets busy. I kind of want to add yellow to this, but I can't. All right, so I'll show you that last one I did. And the only reason I'm showing is like just working with type. And everybody's like, I feel like the struggle is like, I need to add something else. But type is just type. Oh, I thought this was funny. You know, buttons on physical devices have shadows that make you want to press them. And I just put like buttons and shadows in the background on this, like just like a weird, like, why not kind of deal. If I turn that off and I go to presentation modes, and it's there, and I thought it was kind of funny because up at the top it says but ons and then shadows. You know, like, I'm just playing with type in big and bold ways, and I would want you to experiment with that as well. It's not always like the whole sentence and then single words need to be done in a certain way. You know, it's just a different way to think about how you set up your designs and start thinking about what are the words. I mean, there's a ton of stuff I'd correct in here. I hate this overlap right here. Like looking at that E, it does a weird thing right there. I'd fix that. But play around. I guess my big one is like, stop thinking timid and just be like, what can I do? You know, you look at this book that we look at, and, you know, the titles are big and bold, and then they have the other typography, but they're like, look at how, you know, bolding they are when they bold things, and they have different, you know, the takeaways is different font than everything else. And start to look around your design world and take cues from that. All right. Such fun. All right. Next project we'll talk about today. I feel like I'm weirdly wasn't supposed to be through this fast. All right. Design discovery. Find a specific visual style, movement, person, genre, and graphic design that fascinates you. I always, this guy, Aaron Draplin, like a little bit of a newer rock star in the design. He's been around. Okay. He's just a solid designer. He had his like supersonic popularity a few years back. He's still running. He's still popular. This is him. There's videos on him, and he's toured and he's done everything. He's like this. He's like the every person designer. He's got very bold design aesthetic. He's into like shape design and like super bold. Like, he's known for doing like, oh, I didn't realize that was hot dogs, but he's known for like really bold, thick designs. I appreciate his designs. You know his work when you see it. Like, if I go to logos, logos, he's got you can see his, like, understand his design a mile away. You'd be like, oh, that's a Draplin. Thick. We all develop something that we like the most. He's got his thing, and it shows through, and people hire him. You may recognize. He did a post office stamp. And let me just check my accuracy. Okay. I thought he did. well, never mind where I was going with this, but you can see his design style. And then, so I was looking at this and I was like, oh, he does this awesome, like little square thing. And I'm going to do my piece on him. So we'll get started, and it's an Illustrator piece. So I can stay in Illustrator and I can create a new file in my file, because I'll switch to drawing in a minute, just like I do for everything. It's 10.5 by 12. I hope that's what I drew my square at. Bleed is 0.25. One page, and we know what I do. I'm going to hit create. It's a little tall. Call this guy margin. Draw it out. The math, you can either do it or you can look at it. 9.5. Tab 11. And again, the margins, if we are confused, why does Joel, it's the safety zone in print. Nothing important should go beyond that. They always change sizes. It depends on the printer. So like, that's what I'm always talking. I tell people, don't put your type can't go past there, or your image shouldn't go past there. It's a reason. It might get cut off. It's going to look like crud. And you'll be like, wow, how come my design doesn't look right? They'll be like, you ignored the margin. It's just something to get used to. And it makes pieces just look very nice. So you have a border, somewhat of an invisible border around them. Let's pull our guides. Okay, they updated. When they update the systems, all the things, I have to go back, and I never remember, like, I want rulers always on, and you have to set that in the presets and stuff like that. I kind of hate that. All right, I'm going to go plus. There is an error with this computer, and that's why I'm complaining about it. And I've yet to go and update all of my presets. You get, once you get working and you get really designy, you have presets, and you have like, you'll have tools set out and presets. And I know like people have like every one of these, you can pull these off and then like have these lined up next to it. And there's some people that have like their toolbar is then broken out into this big thing of other tools. It's crazy, like the customization you get, and then you can save those. And then like, if it changes, you're lost. It's kind of hilarious about how we get with our systems and how baked in that we have things. Like you should never be, I think I talk about this a lot, like you should never have your windows like here where while you're designing, you're having to move things out of the way. Like everything should be packed up neatly on the sides, and you should never have to like move something to see your design. If you're doing that, start to develop a system for yourself and just train yourself. It only takes a day or two to learn something. I do that with quick keys, key commands, key controls, all that stuff. I'll be working on something and be like, oh man, there's got to be a better way. There's going to be a faster way. I have a more like, when we talk about on Thursday's class, I learned so many new things in both classes, in brand and history of design. There are images. Like I was looking up stuff left and right, and I was having a blast doing it. Like, oh, I want to do this. How do you do this? Oh, I thought there was a way to do this. I felt like every 30 minutes I was going on Google, looking up something on how I wanted to do something and then doing it. And it was getting me to get my designs the way I wanted them. Because you don't always have everything memorized, and it's a normal thing to do is just look it up. And that's like I said, like having your setup so I don't have to look around. Like now I have all this stuff built, and I started using these libraries that were for Project B. Look at this. I got my images already in here, and I did a Google thing for the typography. And so I'm kind of all set there, and I know what I want to do for the design, but I'm still going to scribe it out. So this is the size. This is the proportionate size. And this is, again, this just, I do this in Photoshop. Sometimes I use Fresco. I'm trying to do all my designs digitally, but I was like, okay, we're just gonna simply, and I know you're like, oh, why don't you just do that in right in the program? Because I get to think about it. So like, I'm thinking like I like his grid, you know, like, but the problem is my grid, this isn't the perfect square. It's taller than it is wide. And then the other part is I want the squares, I want it more like this. And I'm going to want a black gap in between things. But I also don't want to do this. But what I'm starting with is the blueprint of my design. So as of now, I'm starting with like 4x4. Okay, then I'm just gonna make a new layer because I'm gonna draw on top of this, and I'm gonna change my color that I like to do. Damn it, it's on a different screen. Why do I change my color? I can see what I'm doing. Then I know like I've updated. I want a little thicker line. So then this is like that breakout. Like I have my text. What if I put the text here? And the text is a square. And I can either have it like that, or I can have 2 columns. And then I want to put like, he's got a logo, and like, if I put his face down here, and I could maybe do, I don't know, it's like the logo, and then maybe like, if this is a box section, I'm gonna do it AAR and Draplin. And then that would leave like all these boxes for examples. And then, yeah, you know, these are, I think I have to find more. This is like 10 boxes. Oh, so this is why. So then maybe I don't want it. I got a better idea. Change my color. This is why I sketch it out. So I'll keep this logo. Keep this. It's gonna be the same with. And mind you, all the backgrounds are gonna be black. I got this. So if this is type, then I'll do this as one big hero image. And then I have these 4. There we go. So this is title, which is his name. This is the logo, image, 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 his photo, and then type. And there we go. And that's what I'm gonna do. I worked out, that was 3 phases. Started with that square, started with, this was my base idea. Sketch out 1, didn't like it. Sketch out 2, that's the one I'm gonna go with. That's why I draw. That's why I just, and this is sloppy square. You know, like it's nothing, but it gives me that grounding to know, okay, now I just have to do this. Now it's done. Like, okay. And I just got to break things out. Let's figure out, they're going to be a little bit taller. So I'm going to do a grid. So I'm going to add a layer. I'm going to call it grid. And then this is what I do. I'm going to make a square. For now, let's do, because I'm not keeping this. This is just for visuals. 2, duplicate. And then I'm Shift Option down. duplicate, duplicate. Oh, maybe I'm gonna have to do 5. Fudge. Well, is that good or bad? So then, oh, it's 5, 5, 5. So they're not gonna be perfect squares. We already decided that. I think I'd rather have them a little bit wide. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go halfway on the, like halfway between. Oh, the giant curse, the curse of the giant cursor. And then now for my stroke, and this doesn't work on the typography, and that's why I didn't teach you how to do it. I'm going to have my stroke be on the inside. Oh, this still won't work. Because it's going to double these and single those. So what I'm talking about is if I tried to use the stroke as the guide, as a key guide, and these are all the things you got to think about, is as I increase the stroke, it's double on this inside, single on this outside. So I got to keep that aware. I got to be aware of that. So I can't do what I was going to do as that being the indicator. So I'm going to go back out. Here's the weirdest part. You know, what's going to take me the longest is figuring out this grid system and getting it how I want it. So pull guide. But again, once I have this done, I'm done. Like, and then it's just plopping in the info. Sometimes it takes longer to get it all set up. All right, so that's my square. And I want to take this one, and I want to make sure I'm in the center dot there. And let's do scale it, but I'm going to scale it 25%. What are you talking about? Let's go 80. Yeah. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull more guides. I want the middles as well. So when I put my squares, I'm lining them up correctly to the center point. Let's do one more here. So then I'm going to delete all of these squares. I'm going to make this no fill and fill white. Then we go to the background here. I'm going to fill this with my black. All the way to the bleed, right? All the way to the bleed. Do a super black? Super black. And then I'm going to put in all my white boxes where they need to go. And then I can start the design work. And then delete and remove. So I'm going to hold Shift and Option. Clicking in. Well, you know what? I can do get the outside ones perfect. And then just to double check, why rely on me when the computer can do it for me and make sure I have all things distributed and aligned. And I get these, I can just pull these down. All right, now if I go back, how offset does this put this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can, let's see if I can save myself. This is a title. So this would go all the way across. Then we have one here. And, oh, I know what I can do. I'll only adjust one thing. I have to find a code for the typography. So now this is my setup. So I'll have his title, the logo, image, you know, big image. I have a bunch more images to find, the typography, and the Aaron Draplin head. And then now it's just like setting the design and putting everything in. But I had pre-thought it, and so now it should be easy flow. So typography, draw my box, making sure I'm leaving plenty of room around it. I go copy some stuff that I had it right about it. And he's a chunky, so I'm gonna just do Helvetica Roman or Helvetica Narrow. Regular. I don't have any narrows. I only have two condensed. Huh. Oh, let me get the LT. I think I have more of these. Nope. I have too many Helveticas. I'll tell you that much. These are what I want. This family. I have too many families. Condensed. There we go. And then I'm going to go through, just like we normally do, and start to typeset, which is finding all the goofy crap from copying and pasting. There's a giant dash here, which if I put a space there, it'll shoot it up to there. I don't know what this +2 is. We delete that. They have it set up here for some bullet points. I'm going to delete this out. And I'll make sure everything I want is deleted. Then this, if I can bullet that, and I want to separate it. I want my bullets properly set up. There you go. See how there's nice space in between them. And this is all just done over there. Take out that widow. And then the problem is I have room and I can make the type bigger. What happens if I go to 13? And I'm going to take this grouping and go tighter. 13, 14. I'm going to go pull this. Look at that. I just got to get rid of that somehow. So here's the magic way I'm going to get rid of that widow right there. I'm going to try 12.9 type. And there I did it. Nobody's going to ever notice that small amount of change between these. And then I can actually make this. This is a little tight up here. Tight meaning it's my generally I like about 2. So if my font is 13, my leading is 15, it's kind of like my head standard. So if this is 12.9, this would be 14.9. Didn't like that. And then I still have some room, so I could actually do this. This can be tighter. and this can get loosened up. There we go. Oh, and I got philosophy notebooks. You always got to look. And then I hit my shift, right? Because I don't want it to, if I don't hold shift and I just do a return, it makes it a new bullet point. I want to hold shift and return and get those words down on the next line. So that's how you do that. I don't think I have enough images. This is for here. Oh, whoa, before I just start laying in. Libraries, DC. Put that. Sometimes the quicker way into scaling is I just put, put in 10, make it small. Get that into place, then rescale it. And then I'll make sure it's perfectly centered using the arrow keys. Get his picture down here. Again, double click on scale, just put in 10, enter. It just saves you time. I don't know, it saves me time. And then now you're like, well, Joel, this, because my images is, like that square that we built is different. So I'm going to make this the size of the square. Actually bigger. It can be bigger. There's room. I'm going to go to layers. I'm going to go to my grid. I'm going to copy. Remember? Then I'm going to go to images here. Edit. Paste in place. Then I'm going to grab those two. Object. Clipping mask. Make. Boom. It's the exact same with that grid. And I could do that with all of these as well, as I pull them in. Should we do this as the star? He did a Wisconsin AIGA in 2017. I'll do the title because you don't need to see me drop in all my images. This one I'm going to want bigger, so I'm going to do that idea where I make it as big as I want and then clipping mask it. It's a little bit hard to tell. So I'm going to go to layers, grid, copy, go back to images, edit, paste in place, and grab the top two. Object, clipping mask, make. And then with the direct select tool, that's where I can resize as needed, reposition and resize. It's a little bit of a play between the two, but there we go. And then that's his logo. I wasn't going to download his fonts. He's got fonts. But just for this project, I wasn't going to download. Let's go up to the top. It's sold. Yeah. I mean, it's cool that he did that, but I don't need it. So I kind of want to use what I used the other day, that font. But let's go to, and I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to make a title layer because I like to keep all my stuff separated. RON. Oh, maybe I just kind of stick with the Helvetica. It's AA. I can never spell Aaron right. That one. And it's going to be orange because I wanted the orange from his logo. And we're just going to do Arial black. No. Boom. There. And then get that in there. Oh, I kind of like the way that just magically happened. I don't love it. I'm not going to keep it. Maybe. No, if anything, if I'm going to do any overlap, it's going to be like that. Not the best. I need to play with that. Oh, you know what it needs to be? It needs to be reversed. Meaning, for this one, I wanted that deep orange. And then get rid of those grid boxes. I'll make sure that's pulled all the way to the match. And do the title in white. There you go. All right, tricks, tips, how to work a design, how to do several things. There you go. I'm excited for Thursday's class. Good things are happening. We get to work on a vehicle design, flush it out, and that'll be a good time. So if you don't have any questions, comments, or concerns at this point, thank you very much, and I will see you on Thursday. All right, take care. Bye-bye.